What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you 3 stretches that I believe the majority of the population can benefit from. We're going to be opening our lats, our shoulders, our chest, and even our hips. And as always, I'm going to be giving you modifications to all the stretches so it's adaptable to all fitness levels. Without losing any more time, let's get to the video. Alright, family, for the first stretch, it's going to be down in the floor. We're going to be doing what it's called reverse tabletop. So let me first demonstrate that. The fingers go facing backwards. We externally rotate the shoulders to open into the chest, and we bring the hips up, and the heels are aligned with the knees. And we're not sinking down here, but we're actually driving up the hips with the glutes to open up the hips as well as into the shoulders. This is a fantastic exercise to work on shoulder extension and to revert that rounded posture that we have from sitting down and just being so much on the floor. It's also a position that we don't get too much into. We do a lot of planks in Pilates, yoga, calisthenics, anything that we do, but we rarely do the opposite motion, which is this one right here. It's also an active position, so it's also going to be building a strength as well as not just flexibility, but also a strength. So I highly recommend that you do it even every single day. Now let's work through some modifications to make it accessible to you. So it's a pretty easy exercise, so I think most people will be able to do this variation right here. If you feel too much pressure on your wrist, you can simply find the position that it's best for you. That might be with the fingers facing forward, that might be with a little rotation, or that might be 45 or almost, or even fully supine. Also, I recommend to play around with the width. The closer you are, the harder it's going to be to get into that 90-degree of wrist shoulder extension. So play around and maybe start a little bit wider and then work to narrow your stance. Finally, if that is too easy or if you want something a little bit more intense, you're gonna be doing a reverse plank, which is the same, but now our feet are on the ground and our legs are fully extended. Right here, and we open into the chest. So this one is a bit more intense, but again, if this one is too easy, you can play around with that. And finally, if you want something more chill, you can simply drop the hips down. Now we're not working on the hip extension component, but we can bring the hips forward and simply stretch our shoulders into extension and just relax right here. And it's also an amazing stretch. So either the reverse tabletop, the reverse plank, or the shoulder extension exercise, those 3 are great stretches, but that's just the first one. So let's move on to the second one. Alright, family, the second one, you're gonna need a stick, not necessary, so don't worry if you don't have anything, but you can use a broom or anything similar to this. I'm gonna put this to the side because it's a bit more intense with the stick, and I'm gonna show it first without the stick. You need some sort of elevation. You can use your couch or anything really, and it can be lower, it can be higher, it doesn't really matter that much. Just don't be too high or super low. The stretch that we're talking about is called butcher box. So in the previous one, we moved into extension of the shoulder. On this one, we're gonna go into flexion of the shoulder as well as opening into the thoracic spine. I'm gonna put both elbows into the elevation, ideally shoulder width, but just like the last one, the wider you go, the more range you're gonna be able to have. Eventually work on getting narrower to shoulder width. From here, simply bring the knees back. You clasp your hands like a prayer position, and slowly you begin to send the chest down. Here you can do 2 things. The first one is contracting your abs slightly and pushing down to focus more on the shoulder joint. Or second, relaxing everything up and you're working now on the spine as well as the shoulder. So depending on the limitation, you can work on either or you can also exhale, round actively and press with the box with your elbows, and then inhale and relax and do some pulses there. Get out of the position. So that's the first variation. Don't go too far, too deep, and I recommend you hold that position for around 90 to 120 seconds. You might begin with 60 seconds at first for 2 to 3 sets. Then when you feel ready, you're gonna grab a stick. You're gonna grab it in supination with the palms facing up. I'm gonna go shoulder width, This one is a bit more intense because you're literally stuck right here and you cannot compensate with the hands in any way, shape, or form. Then you do the same stretch, and what I want you to do here now is bring the stick to the back towards your upper back. This is also gonna stretch your triceps. So here we're literally stretching the triceps, the lats, a little bit into the chest. And again, if you relax more, also gonna be opening your chest and your core, which is gonna be improving that thoracic extension. Give it a shot. I recommend this stretch for literally the majority of the population, and I'll see you on the stretch number 3. For the last stretch, I'm gonna be using this for just patting on my knee, but if you're doing it on a soft floor, it's totally fine, or if you have a mat, even better, or you can also place a cushion. We're talking about the couch stretch. It's named after that because you can do it with your feet on the couch instead of on the wall. That being said, this is a fantastic stretch to open into the quads, into the hip flexors, which again, if we're sitting a lot, it tends to get really tight. We're gonna place the knee as close to the wall as possible. Now, I'm gonna be going from harder to easier, so stick with me. I'm gonna be showing the harder variation, then we're gonna be reducing the intensity as we go. The harder variation would be to literally get the knee touching the wall, the closer it is. And the feet is gonna be fully pointed in this position. This will allow for the greatest range of motion as we shift back. For this stretch, I want you to keep a posterior pelvic tilt, so literally tuck your tailbone under and engage your glute, especially the glute of the leg that you're stretching, and simply send the chest back. You're gonna hold this for around 30 to 60 seconds. This won't put mostly the stretch on the quad muscles, and then you're gonna shift the hips forward, not arching, but keeping that posterior pelvic tilt to focus more on the iliopsoas complex or the hip flexor muscles. And you hold it again for 30 to 60 seconds. So 30 to 60 seconds here, 30 to 60 seconds here, and then you switch sides. If this is too hard, whether you feel pain on the ankle, you feel pain on the knee, or you cannot even go back because of the flexibility of these muscles right here, you are going to bring the knee more forward, and you do exactly the same. So you're reducing the range of motion. If you have pain on the ankle, or if you feel more comfortable, you can also flex the feet, and this also reduces even more range of motion. So you can get far from the wall, be with the feet flex or the foot flex, and simply do the same. You shift back, and then you shift forward. If that's still too much, you're gonna be doing a simple lunge. Simple lunge would be right here with a 90-90 shape, and you can repeat the same thing. You shift back. This one won't really put too much stretch on the quad because the knee is not fully flexed, but you can support yourself with the hand and try to grab the foot right here for as much as you can. And then for the second stretch, you can simply release that foot and go forward. But if you want a little more, you can also grab the foot right here. So if you don't have a wall, you probably have a wall, but if you don't want to use the wall, or if you're just in the middle of nowhere, you can do all the variations that are without the wall. Now, grabbing the foot can be a little bit tricky, but again, if you just stay on the 90 position without grabbing the foot, that's the easiest variation we have for this stretch. And the hardest one will be to get as close to the wall as possible and literally suffer getting your torso back to the wall and then leaning forward into the hips to open into the entire hip flexion region. That's it for all the stretches. That's it for this video, family. I really hope you find some value on the information that we just shared. If you have any questions, please leave it down below and we'll make sure to get back to you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment down below what else would you like to see on this channel. And if you'd like to practice with us, we have the SM Online Academy, where we have programs for beginner, intermediate, and advanced for yoga, calisthenics, and hand balancing, and a variety of additional workouts, so you can add it to the program as you like. All that and much more with one single subscription. And with that being said, guys, I will see you all next week. Much love.